Hey guys, welcome back to the next part of Seduce Me, the Otome. So, just make sure everything's recording. Today, we're going
First of all,
do...
have you... Oh, you do
Erik's
know
route.
This is Erik's route,
Eric
right?
is like
you know,
the really
the
creepy
second
guy.
oldest incubus that calls you princess and is seductive and stuff.
So let me just get this straight. I'm wearing my glasses because I ran out of contacts, and they're coming eventually. I'm wearing these Apple headphones because my glasses frames gets in the way of the headphones, and it's kind of painful. So I'm just gonna see how this works. If it messes with the audio at all, I'll just suck it up and use my headphones, but we'll see how it works.
Oh, anyway, I have one last question for you.
Oh,
Some
whoops.
people... Oh, well, Erik's the second oldest
here's
among
his
his incubi brothers.
story.
He's exactly what you think an incubus should be like. Seductive, suave, and a little sleazy.
So I twisted my ankle.
That's his charm, I guess. However,
I'm kind of clumsy,
he isn't really a
and
sleazeball.
I was taking off my glasses while I was walking
When
down
he lived
some
in the
stairs.
demon world, because his father focused on James, his older brother, Erik pretty much was cared for by his mother.
I'm like
She
super,
taught him how to be
blind,
a proper incubus
and
how
I
to
didn't
please
see the
the
next
people
step,
he was with,
and I tumbled
especially
down
women.
some stairs.
It stuck to him.
And now
But
my
he
left
knew
leg
better.
hurts. I just spent a whole hour icing my ankle on the couch.
In reality, Erik's actually
But
very sweet and
I can sit for
caring.
this.
He puts you above anything else and treats you like a literal princess. It's kind of endearing.
Sounds good to me.
He knows how to play the piano, and he has the ability to enter dreams to make sure you have good ones.
Does this mean I'm not gonna have terrible nightmares with him?
Should I mention that his fighting style is a little, I don't know, creepy? I mean, he has these magical, ethereal tentacle
Is
things.
this guy going to
I
involve
don't
me in
know.
tentacle porn?
Anyway, when Diana came around, he instantly called her an enemy and didn't want anything to do with her. That didn't stop her, though, from telling him the seat to the Demon Lord's throne was
So
open
he's the
for him
second-
to take.
Second one in line
Still,
for the throne.
Erik's love and devotion for you greatly overpowered the thought of taking the throne. Diana left, and you two pretty much lived happily for a whole 2 years.
Hey.
Erik essentially started his own small company, a custom suit store. I hear that his fabrics are the best around
So I
Chicago.
live in Chicago.
I bet the other fashion stores are jealous. But yeah, that's all about Erik. What do you think?
I'm good to go.
Great. Anyway, I have don't worry though. Anyway, don't worry though. I think
I do.
Thanks.
Do not. Alright, here we go. A sweet lullaby, one you would hear as you were rocked in your mother's arms as a child. I could not help but adore such melodies with every ounce of my being, smiling whenever one would play for me. It was only fitting that I would enjoy my dreams with the sound of one playing in my head. My slumber was calm and peaceful as sweet tune echoed in the abyss of my subconsciousness. I didn't know why, but I relished it too at night. It may have been because I had terrible nightmares with any other person. Strange, really, how a melody could calm any storm running through your heart. My storm was my engagement to Erik, my demon soulmate. Yes, he was my soulmate, my prince. At the same time, he was indeed a demon. I adored him every ounce of my being, and I was about to be married to him in the weeks ahead. I couldn't have been more nervous and excited about the whole ordeal. Still, the lullaby that floated in my dreams kept me calm and at peace. I wondered if the same music can soothe an actual child. It's a little creepy to me, personally. Now that's really creepy. My eyes focused on the ceiling as I tried to figure out what the sound was. Was it part of my dream? It was effective enough to wake me up. I rose in bed looking around the room in confusion. Why did I hear a child's laugh, and how did it wake me up? Maybe because it was fucking creepy, because that would wake me up. It's strange to say, at the very least, a child's voice. However, before I could contemplate it any further, a slight dip in my bed to the side made me gasp softly in surprise. I looked to my side to see Erik still sound asleep beside me. He looked so peaceful and happy, like he was absorbed in joyful dreams of his own. I couldn't help but smile at the sight before leaning down and kissing his forehead. Once again, another route where I wake up next to the guy I'm with, and poor Sam didn't get that. We started in the middle of an argument. He's mumbling my name in his sleep. Better, because I'm the princess. I love you. Still, despite wanting to stay in bed a little longer with the man of my dreams, a child's laughter ushered me to slowly creep out of bed and leave the room to find where it had come from. Turning on the lights in the lobby, I looked around the main part of the mansion to find out where the laughter had come from. Oh, hell no, okay? I cannot even go to the bathroom by myself after playing a scary game. I don't know what she's thinking. Really, if you hear scary laughter in the middle of your dream and it wakes you up, are you gonna go and investigate it yourself? No, you either completely ignore it like it never happened, or you take someone with you. And, you know, if a ghost shows up, you just say, take them, and then you run. That's how you're supposed to handle things. Hell no! Apparently I maintain pursuit because I'm crazy. Some people will call it brave, but I was just being stupid. I was led to my grandfather's office. It was his place of work as well as his sanctuary for his magic study. I knew that he studied magic and had come to accept it during my time with Erik and his brothers. Still, it was something I was curious about. The lights were on, but the laughter seemed to have faded away as I entered the room. Was I not in the right place? As I stepped further into the room, I felt a sense of nostalgia. Despite only ever finding the room after my grandfather's passing, something about this place made me feel warm and happy, like I belonged here. This was where my grandfather imagined his greatest toys and made them come to life. It was here where he studied endlessly about the demon world and demon magic. I felt like I was stepping into a museum of history. Thinking about it, I began to wonder what my grandfather would think if he knew I was going to marry one of the incubi he brought into the human world. I knew I had been the one to do it. Damien confessed to me when Erik proposed. He probably had actually brought the demons into this world so that I could have one, because he's such a great grandpa. It was a bit interesting to think about how he would have reacted. Would he be proud? Would he be disappointed? I could never know. I was broken out of my thoughts, however, as I heard the click of a lock unlatching echo throughout the room. I turned my head towards the sound, pinning the origin of it to one of the nearby drawers. Why did it unlock on its own? Fucking open it, dude. Sliding it open, I saw 2 books neatly placed in a drawer, covered with a thin layer of dust. One was obviously my grandfather's magic book, and the other must have been his journal. I think I saw this before in my first playing of it. Let's open my journal first. I opened his journal and scanned my eyes across each page as I flipped through. He has so many notes. It was hard to fathom him knowing so much about everything he wrote. He was smart, though, so it wasn't entirely surprising. One section, however, made me stop and read in depth. Demon children. You what? Apparently, there were multiple demon races, not just incubi and succubi. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of different demon types, and each had their own methods on how they bred to produce children. Demons of Lilith were the most human-like in terms of pregnancy. They bear the child for a set amount of time, and the delivery, paired with magic, was seamless and painless. However, as soon as a demon is born, the parents imbue their child's demon name into their souls. It seemed so confusing at first sight, but as I read further, I became more and more intrigued about demons and their children. Demon mothers, regardless of race, had to bear enough energy for both the mother and the child. This, along with a host of other reasons, were why females were the dominant gender in the abyssal planes. Sounds like a good place. However, if a demon bearing a child didn't have enough energy, her child would absorb the last of it and kill off the mother in attempt to sustain itself. I swallowed thickly. Was energy that important to demons? How could a child even do that to their mother? They die of too. One thing was explicitly mentioned, however. Unlike humans, demons form souls in the womb, making them living beings while still forming in their mother's body. They become sentient as soon as they are conceived. It was strange to think about. Demon babies were aware that they were alive before they were born. It was intriguing. I heard the scary child's laughter again, and I apparently followed it. Is anyone there? As I turned to the stairs, I could hardly believe my eyes. A floating orb, barely the size of my head, was floating down the stairs and toward the black back doors. I gripped the railing and stared, not believing what I was seeing. Was this really happening? What was it even? A ghost? A spirit? An illusion? I continued to follow it for some reason. Because there's nothing weird about that, right? It led me to the backyard, where it simply floated in the air near the gazebo. I stayed by the doorway, unsure of actually stepping out of the house. Hello?
Hi.
Who the hell are you? Seem friendly enough.
Hi. What's your name?
My name is Sarah. Who are you?
Wow, that's a pretty name.
You didn't answer my question.
Oh, I'm no one. I don't have a name.
Should I call you Orby Thing?
No. I wasn't able to get one. But that's okay. I'll get one soon.
You know, that sounds really suspicious. Apparently the child's voice is pulling at my heartstrings. Personally, I'm really, really suspicious. The orb twirled around again with a small laugh.
Let's play together.
I don't think that's a good idea. What was I doing in the middle of the night with it was another question. I let go of it and fade away in my head as I stared in the orb. My heart felt fuzzy and warm enough to ignore the doubt niggling at my brain. The orb dipped and spun around my body, making me giggle and try to follow it. As it circled back to where it used to be, it almost bounced in the air happily.
Come on, let's dance.
I don't trust you. Why was I doing this? Why was I so accepting of the spirit? My body was moving on its own, but I was enjoying every minute of it. The orb followed along, matching each sway with one of its own. Soft laughter echoed from it, while once in a while, after every couple of steps I took. It seemed to enjoy my company, which in turn somehow made me happy.
Princess?
He calls me princess. Erik.
What are you doing out here, love?
Apparently I was dancing with an orb, but it's not there anymore.
What's wrong?
There was an orb, and I was playing with it. I was beyond lost and confused. What was happening? What had just happened? I turned back to Erik to see him walking toward me. I crossed my arms, realizing how cold the night air was, and smiled meekly at him. I need allergy medicine. I'll be right back. I just wanted to get some fresh air, that's all.
While dancing by yourself?
Oh yeah, everyone does that. Actually, I tell him about the orb because I come to my senses.
Huh? Orb?
Erik raised an eyebrow, obviously not understanding what I meant. Did he really not see it? It's true, there was a spirit here that looked like an orb and I was dancing with it. I knew I wasn't making sense. He didn't seem to believe me. Still, I didn't want to lie to him. He was going to be my husband soon, so we had to trust each other. If my reason sounded stupid, fine, but at least it was the truth. He finally smiled and reached toward me before petting my head.
Did you have fun then?
Wait, he really did believe me? I wasn't entirely sure if he did, but from the look he gave me, he was willing to accept my answer either way. Erik gently reached down and took one of my hands, placing his other hand on my waist. I looked up at him to see his lips curve into a small, playful smirk.
Would you mind if I dance with you then, princess?
I may have chosen him. My face turned red at this question, but I smiled and nodded. I liked dancing with him. I tightened my hand over Erik, straightening up and leaning against his chest, ready to dance. Erik chuckled softly before leading me into a slow but elegant waltz around the backyard. I felt like I needed to thank the spirit later for giving me yet another wonderful memory with him. He led me around the backyard as if I were at a real ball. The moon served as a brilliant crystal chandelier and the wind became our music. Eventually, however, we had to go back inside. It was very cold and late. I didn't want the night to end, though. Watching him walk up the stairs to the bedroom, my heart began to flutter even more and a soft heat began to burn in my core. He was not only charming, but he was handsome and definitely knew which buttons to press and made me feel amazing, and he called me princess, so he knew his place. It didn't matter that he was an incubus. I had really fallen in love with him and I was both romantically and sexually attracted to him. Though, did I really want to pursue my desires right now? We did just stop dancing. Go for it, girl. Erik and I approached the room, and I quickly pulled his arm and turned him around to face me.
What?
Alright guys, this is inappropriate parts. Again, skip to whatever time I put on the screen to skip these parts. Otherwise, you can just pause if you want to read these parts. I'm just gonna go through them awkwardly. Things about kissing and really smooth jazz music. And
as my princess commands.
Stuff going on. Really smooth music. Blah blah blah. Ooh, stuff. Incubus. Kinky stuff. These parts are very long. Yeah, they just carry on.
Good night, my princess. I love you.
Thanks, dude. I could only close my eyes and relish the warmth Erik gave me as I let my mind escape in dreamland. To my surprise, the child didn't return. I was a bit saddened, but I didn't let my thoughts linger on it any longer. I had a peaceful dream with Erik wrapped around me all through the remainder of the night. which was nice considering that I always had a bunch of nightmares. As the morning came, however, the other incubi essentially kidnapped their brother. Despite my minor protest, knowing that we had work to do on the wedding, the brothers were relentless.
We're just stealing him for a bit. We'll return him later.
But.
Everything will be alright. You can finish working on your dress while we keep him out of the house.
Yeah, but.
You could survive a day without your love slave. You're marrying him, after all. It's not like he'll be gone forever.
I think him and James will be my top choices.
Everything will be alright, Princess, I promise. As soon as we're done with whatever they want to do, then I'll come straight home.
He's so obedient. I could barely make him out saying I love you too as he was dragged away by his brothers. As the front door closed, I could hear Erik being thrown over someone's shoulder, probably Sam's. I sighed before looking around the mansion. Since I was indeed alone, I had the chance to try and find that spirit again. Why had it run away the first time? I quickly ran to the backyard looking around it. It was much brighter, yes, but perhaps the spirit was still there. Despite not being able to find it, I scoured the entire mansion in hopes of meeting the orb again. It almost became a game of hide and seek, only I didn't know if the orb was hiding or was gone. After a straight hour of looking around, I gave up. The orb was nowhere to be found, and I was certain I wouldn't meet it again. I could only let out a sigh at the thought, but I shook my head to forget about it at last. It gave me a moment in my love, so I was grateful. I went back to my room and flopped onto my bed, not really sure what to do. I could have organized what I was going to wear with my dress, but I didn't want to pull out my dress out of the garment bag it was in. Staring at the ceiling, I felt my eyelids slowly get heavy, and soon I was letting my sudden drowsiness take hold of me. What was happening? Why did I feel like sleeping? It was close to noon. Or was it past noon? I somehow couldn't remember anymore. Alright guys, here comes scary nightmares. Prepare yourselves. I allowed myself to fall asleep, blaming the search and the wedding stress that lingered in my mind for tiring me out. My body floated in the darkness, met again by a soft and peaceful lullaby. The nap was perfect and I definitely deserve it. My body felt comfortable, my thoughts were lulled into a quiet hum that accompanied the lullaby in the air. The only thing that would have made it better was Erik. As if my dream wanted to please me, an image of Erik appeared in my mind. He smiled his heart-pulling smirk at me as I felt myself become warm and fuzzy just from his gaze. As he floated over to me, I became entranced in his eyes. My voice wouldn't come out despite wanting to say his name, but I wrapped my arms around his neck and pulled him close to me. He leaned to my embrace, ghosting his lips over mine teasingly. Was Dream Erik trying to seduce me in my own dreams? I pressed forward, wanting to kiss him. We didn't make a sound, but let our kiss relay our love for each other between our lips. My heart pounded in my chest as he wrapped his arms around my waist and pulled me even closer to him. It was strange. He felt so real in my arms. I combed my fingers through his hair, feeling the pink copper strands on top of his head. Yet this was a dream. I knew it was a dream. His arms gently ran along my back and waist, not daring to go below it, but making wonderful shivers run up and down my spine with each stroke. I really liked this dream, and I tightened my hold on Erik, letting him know I enjoyed his touch. Erik eventually pulled away from the kiss and smiled down at me, running a hand over my hair and caressing my cheek. I stared up at him lovingly, feeling a soft swell on my lips from the kiss we had shared. What I didn't expect was him slowly leaning down and planting a soft kiss over my chest, just over where my heart was. I stared, unsure why he did such a thing. As my heart began to feel warmer and lighter, it let out a silent sigh of my throat, feeling the pleasure of its sensation. Erik slowly backed away and disappeared, but I continued to feel the warmth over my heart sweetly emanate through my veins like a slow adrenaline rush. What was happening to me? Tingles ran across every nerve in my body, making me shiver in delight. Whatever this was, I liked it. Soon the warmth lulled me into a peaceful hum and I curled into myself, wrapping my arms around my body from the comfort it brought. I felt at peace while my body felt like it was embracing the warmth enveloping it. It was strange, but I accepted the restful feeling. There it is! There is the bad stuff. From the darkness, dark laughter filled the air, breaking the lullaby and making a sudden cool feeling wash over my skin. Before I could react, however, a large and deep pain invaded my chest, almost like a sword stabbing all the way through my body. I couldn't see anything of the sort as I looked down from my chest when my hand tightened over where the pain had erupted from. What was happening? I coughed, feeling blood splash out of my mouth and drip down my lips. I gasped for air, disgusted at the coppery taste in my throat, but I was unable to break out of the illusion. I needed to wake up. The stabbing pain ripped through my insides as if the invisible blade in my chest unsheathed itself from my torso, and I felt a second stab through my stomach, more blood gushing from my mouth. So I was getting shanked. I felt my body slowly start to shut down. Was I dying in my own dream? Why couldn't I wake up? Cold waves ran through my nerves, numbing my body as if I was indeed slowly dying. As blood dripped from my chin, I felt lightheaded in the darkness. But an almost violent shake broke me from my dream, forcing me to physically open my eyes.
Princess!
I gasped for air, no longer able to taste blood or feel pain. I was back in my room, staring at Eric's concerned face as he held my shoulders. I shuddered from the experience, unable to forget the feeling of being stabbed in my own dream. Erik, however, had saved me.
Love, what happened? You were thrashing around and...
I was getting shanked in my dream.
Did you have a nightmare?
Yeah.
Shh. It's okay now. You're safe. I'm right here.
Whatever you say, Erik. I didn't want to think about it anymore. I didn't want to remember the dream, especially how horrible it was. I was supposed to be getting mentally ready for my wedding, not having nightmares about dying. Erik kissed over my head and face, trying to soothe my sadness. He wiped away my tears and continued to hold me close until I was calm and relaxed. I tried to reassure myself that it was just a dream. Just a stupid dream. Nothing. Nothing at all.
I'm sorry that I left. I should have been here, making sure that you had good dreams.
Yeah, because I have really bad nightmares otherwise. I shook my head. Erik needed to spend time with his brothers. It was important enough to him that he let himself be dragged away by them.
Are you sure, Princess?
Yeah, I'm good. You know, it's nothing bad ever happens to me, right? I had to shake this off. I didn't know what was going on, but now Erik was here and could be with me in case anything else happened. As I finally calmed down, Erik told me about what the boys had done. They took Erik to a cafe deep in downtown Chicago, just wanting to have a brother-to-brothers talk with him. I was happy he got to spend time with him, but Erik had to practically rush home to return to me. The dream did not appear again that night. Erik used his powers to enter my dreams and kept me safe from anything that tried to hurt me, and thankfully nothing did. However, there was a strange feeling in my gut that didn't sit right for me. For some reason, Erik's comfort didn't make me feel okay. Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here. So far Erik's route is a little more calm than the other ones, but I'm still enjoying it quite a lot. Like I said, I think choosing between the brothers, I'm between him and James, but I'm still enjoying all the routes, of course. Yeah. If you liked this, go ahead and leave a like. If you'd like to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And leave any suggestions for games in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next one.